and welcome to this presentation on the Mississippi Talking Book Services here at the Mississippi Library Commission. My name is Mary Rogers Beal, and I am the director of the Talking Book Services. I have been with Talking Books since 2016, but I have been the director since 2018. And I'm just excited to tell you about Talking Books today. One of our biggest questions is, who can use Talking Books? Well, we serve people who are blind and deaf, who are visually impaired, who are physically impaired, and those who have a print disability, including those with organic reading disabilities like dyslexia. Everyone who uses our service does have to be certified as eligible, and that just means that a certifying authority needs to sign their application so that we just know that this person really will benefit from the service. And it's one of our regulations from our National Library Service and the legislature. Speaking of the National Library Service for the blind and print disabled, that just means that it is our big organization that is based in Washington, D.C. through the Library of Congress. And that just means that there is a network full of talking book libraries all around the country. So really, if someone moved from Mississippi to Florida or to any other state, they can, take their services with them and get the same quality of books and the same quality of service as they were receiving in Mississippi. And on the other hand, if someone were to move to Mississippi from another state, they'd be able to bring their machine with them and get the same service of their books. And then, what are talking books? Talking books are audiobooks that are specially formatted to play on the talking book player that we loan out. We mainly send out audiobooks, and we can send them out through the mail to fit into our player. And I'm just gonna hold up one of our books. It comes in a blue box, and then there's a mail card that fits into the slot over here, and it would have the patron's name and address on the outside. And then once a patron is ready to return the book, they just pull out the mail card, flip it over to our address, and then just hand it to their postal carrier or put it in their outgoing mail, and it will come back, and then we will just send another book. This is really nice because, we just kind of have a rotating amount of books, and a patron can have some in the mail coming back and some going to them at the same time. And this just really helps so that, patrons always have books. I'm going to show you the player in just a minute too, so I won't forget. We do also offer downloadable books through our BARD service. And BARD stands for Braille and Audio Reading Download. That's really neat because if a patron doesn't want to wait for the mail to come, they can download books themselves. They can download them from the website directly onto their own cartridge. And then they can just play it in the player that we loan them. Or what's really neat is that you can also download BARD onto a smartphone or tablet or a Kindle Fire. So that covers all of your Apple and Android devices. And BARD is really neat because I'm going to put it up on the screen too, but the buttons are in the same place as they are on the actual talking book player. And also BARD Mobile works with screen readers for devices, which is really neat. And then, at that point, you have access to over 100,000 books. Also, if a patron is only getting books in the mail, anyone in the Talking Book Services department can download books onto a cartridge and get it in the mail in the boxes. It is a different color box. But I realized I haven't shown what the cartridges look like. And really, they just connect to the talking book player through a USB type port. And they're just neat, and they're pretty hefty, or not hefty, sturdy. So that's very helpful. We also offer what we call large print direct, and that just means that we can send large print books directly to a patron's house. We have a large print direct librarian who, what she does is she takes care of those large print direct patrons, and she knows, what books people want or what types of books they like, and then she will go and pick those books off the shelf and put them in special mailing bags and then mail them to their house. And once we get the large print direct book back, we will just send out another one. So large print direct patrons, they do have to qualify for talking book services, kind of like what I mentioned before. They have to fall under those qualifications. And then if a large print direct patron wants to receive audiobooks as well, they can do both. They can do one or the other. We like to work with our patrons to see what they prefer. And we also do provide Braille books and magazines. Braille is large, so we don't have a huge collection actually in our library, but we have a partnership with another state library, and they, we'll call them up and ask them for a book, and then they will mail it out. We can still send it directly to a patron, and then once we get it back, we can send another one if the patron wants. This slide is a picture of the Talking Book Services equipment. The black players are the Talking Book player, and what's really neat about them is that they are rechargeable. So the power source is just on the top here, and it's connected, and you just plug it in, charge it up, and then it is ready to go. And you can play it while it's charging, but you don't have to keep it plugged in. It's actually better for it if you unplug it and let it play, and you can get as much use as possible out of it. So the buttons on these players are really nice because they are large and they all have a tactile on them. And what's also neat about them is when the player is on and the button is pushed, then the button tells you what button you pushed. The player tells you what button you pushed. And that's really helpful, especially for someone who has low vision or no vision, and they can, if they push the wrong button, then you can just you can find the correct one. We do have books for all ages. We have fiction and nonfiction, and then everything from, for beginning readers and easy readers to, James Patterson and Danielle Steele and other mysteries and romance and westerns and biographies and almost everything that you could want. We are getting a lot more of commercial audiobooks. So that really means that, whatever book Audible is putting out or anything, we have the same version, but it's in our specialized format for our players and for the Bard mobile app. What is also neat is that we can download an entire series on one cartridge. So if you don't want to wait for the next book in that series to come in the mail to you, we can put most series all on one cartridge. The one I can think of right now that I don't think fits all on one is the Game of Thrones series. And that's just because each one of those books is very large. And so at that point we would have to do it. But I know for sure, for a fact, that we can put all of the Harry Potter books on one cartridge because that one is still popular. And, people just want to go to the next book. And that's just a fun way to do it. In non-pandemic times, we have done some outreach, and it's really fun. It's really fun to get to know our patrons who are at these events and, at these health fairs and at conferences. And then we also love to talk to Lions clubs and any kind of service club who would know people who would love to use our services. We just want to get the word out and to, share our service and that we are here, we are available. We would love to offer our services to people who would love to use it. We do some outreach for children. We've gone to schools and kind of shown kids different ways of reading, for people who are low vision. or who, need a different way to read. And we can also help out with the public libraries, where if there is a child who wants to participate in summer reading but can't quite read standard print for, the reasons I mentioned before, they can come to us and we can try to help them find the book that they're looking for, and, in our specialized formats, and, so that they can participate with the other kids their age. I just wanted to mark that we celebrated our 50th anniversary back in July. It was a pretty big deal, and we made some YouTube videos, and it was fun. But, it's just showing that our service has been in Mississippi for 50 years. And before Mississippi had their own talking book services, the patrons had to get books from Louisiana. So we got to, serve Mississippi patrons from within Mississippi. And we've grown since then, from records to cassettes to digital books and the mobile app. And it's going to be fun to see what's in the future. If you do have any questions, please contact us. Anyone in the Talking Book Services department can answer any and all questions. And, we really would love to help. Our local number is 601-432-4151. So that's probably the best one to get us if you're in Mississippi. And then if you would rather email us, you can email us at talkingbooks@mlc.lib.ms.us. And then we also have a website through the Library Commission, and you can go to mlc.lib.ms.us/TBS. And, we just really want to sign up people who want to get audiobooks or braille books or large print, and just give us a call or an email, and we'd be happy to help and get you signed up. Thank you.